What's up, guys? It's your boy Lou D coming back at you live with another rantola slash keeping it real ola slash observation ola slash video ola. So, what am I gonna rant about now? Well, what I'm gonna rant about is all these idiots who go around talking about how we're all the same, man. We're all the same. Let me tell you something. We're all the same at the core of things, okay? We want to be treated fairly. We don't want to be prejudged before, we have a chance to show people the content of our character. We want to be able to enjoy the things that we think are cool without being bothered about it, okay? And that kind of thing. Other than that, though, sorry to tell you, schmucks, but we're all pretty fucking different. And you know what? Instead of trying to convince people that we're all the same and that's what's so great about life, I'm here to tell you the complete fucking opposite, all right? I'm here to tell you that we're all fucking different in some way or another, and that's what makes life motherfucking awesome, bro, all right? I gotta tell you, when I think about the idea that people go around preaching that we're all the same, I think of this cookie-cutter, original point of origin, a similarity that makes everything really fucking boring, okay? The thing that intrigues me the most about life are the differences. Some of them big, some of them small, okay? So, case in point, right? A lot of people talk about, I don't see color. Man, shut the fuck up. You see color, you look past it because it doesn't matter, okay? That's what you do. But sure as shit, if you look at somebody's face, you can tell that they have a different shade of fucking skin than you do. Don't fucking bullshit me, okay? You can't tell me that you look at somebody who has genetics that originate, in Southeast Asia and compare them to yours that might be from, Europe or somewhere and say to yourself, well, this guy looks just fucking like me. Yeah, sure, buddy. Keep lying to yourself. Let me tell you something. I happen to be of Italian and Irish lineage, okay? I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I lived out in Jersey. I moved back to the 5 boroughs of New York City, and I've been around the world and I've been around the country. And man, I gotta tell you, the thing that probably keeps me the least interested out of anything are Irish Italian Americans, whether it's the combo deal like myself or just straight up Irish American or Italian American, because I understand the culture. I get it. I understand why Italians are always screaming and why they talk with their hands. I understand the idea that some people need to play into certain stereotypes to prove their Italianness or their Irishness. I get it. And I'll tell you what, it's corny to me because it's old and boring, You won't find me at an Italian restaurant all that voluntarily or all that often, because why the hell would I go out to eat what I basically have every day, okay? Same thing with, Irish style restaurants, where it's, kind of a typical, ground beef and cabbage and potatoes, type of thing. And, it's nothing against my own, for sure. I got love for everybody, but it's just old and done. Now, if you come at me with something different, now you got my attention. It's almost like if somebody wrote an original script today, where it started off with the idea of tall stranger walked into town, mysterious and with no particular point of origin. That people would be like, no, he has to be from somewhere. What's he look like? Okay, he fits into this group, and whatever. Man, shut the fuck up. At what point don't you get that life's mysteries are some of the greatest experiences that you can ever have when they finally spring upon you, or just the plain fact of, if shit's different, like, are you gonna go over there and try to check it out and see what it is? Like, I had a guy that I worked with who was a Sikh, right? That's what he was. That was his religion. He was from India, and he wore a turban, and he had a big beard and a mustache and all that kind of stuff. Very well kept. And that within itself was my point of interest, right? Because I had spent time in the Middle East as a member of the Marine Corps, and I learned that what they wear on their head is it's not a turban, contrary to a lot of people who think that it is here in America. It's actually called the kafia, and I think the Palestinians, I think they call it hatta. Okay, and I figure usually things have to do with religious origin, especially when it comes to certain type of clothing. And it turns out that it's really just kind of geographical. Okay, there's a lot of brutal desert over in that region of the world, and so they needed something to protect their heads, their necks, and their shoulders. So they took a piece of cloth, made it beautiful, put it over their heads, and I don't know what the black rings are called that kind of hold it there, okay? But they either use that, or they have, like a whole bunch of different cool ways of tying that thing up around their heads, that can mean different things, or just that's the way they dig wearing it, okay? And they got different colors that can represent different things, what's Shiite, what's Sunni, what's not worn until you're older and more distinguished in your community, things like that. And it's worn different than a turban, which of course is wrapped up a very particular way, and everybody wears it the same way, and all that kind of stuff. I do believe there are different colors. I did not ask if the colors meant something different, but what I wanted to know was, like, hey man, what's the point of origin of that? Like, why is it that you guys wear that? Like, why does a Catholic wear, Jesus on the cross? Why does, why did the Jews wear the Star of David? And that kind of thing, And so he told me the story, and it was a great moment. I got to understand him a little bit more. I got to recognize, what it was that was being symbolized, with the turban and things like that. And that's the kind of thing that I dig. When I go on vacations to different states and different countries, even when I went to a war zone, the chances that I had to meet with the local people, away from tourist areas, away from where actual fighting was, and things like that, were the moments that I used to ask people, as best as I could, if I didn't share any kind of language with them or have an interpreter with me, what it was that they were about, why they believed the things that they believed, why they do the things they do, why they enjoy the things that they enjoy, And I would try, new teas, new coffees, new foods. I would do an activity that maybe I didn't think was all that cool, for the everyday. And, that's what made it so great, So I want to see, I want to see your quote unquote chinky eyes, I dig it, I want to know what it is in your genetic code that made it so that, it had to modify your body different than mine. And is there a reason behind there? And, I actually found out that there is, a reason behind why the eyes look quote unquote slanted, okay? The Eskimos have it, some Russian people have it, all right? A lot of people from Southeast Asia have it, and what it turns out, excuse my steering wheel, what it turns out is that, there's fatty deposits on either side of the eye, and that's actually what makes it so that their eyes don't go into, like basically a situation where because of the climate, their eyes are going to freeze, okay? How many people didn't know that before just now? And so to me, that kind of shit is cool, I want to see somebody's different hair texture and black skin, It's just like, there's so many things that are different and so great culturally too. It's like, why do you dig that music? What does it represent? Where does it come from? Why do you sling your clothes like that? Why do you walk that way? Why do you use those particular words and structure in a sentence? That's definitely a slang word, bro. What does that mean? Who the hell knew that, fit to be swole meant that you were going to go to the gym and pump some iron, right? You're getting ready to go to the gym, pump iron, swollen, muscles getting pumped up, right? I didn't know that shit before I went into the Marine Corps, head down south, had no idea. And but I fucking learned something. So don't stand around letting anybody tell you that you're the fucking same. You're different, you're unique, everybody is. That's the coolest fucking part of being a human. And do yourself a favor and go find out about people.